Welcome to our 5 on 5. We're pleased to welcome back Ellen Rosenblum, now the Attorney General. Ellen, congratulations.
Thank you very much.
So we talked before, just before the primary, you've been appointed the Attorney General now. Tell us what the last few months have been like for you.
Well, they've been kind of a whirlwind. The appointment was wonderful to get when former Attorney General Kroger decided to leave early. It gave the governor the opportunity to make an appointment. I was delighted to receive that because it helps me to really get up to speed during sort of a quiet time, which the summer is compared with after Labor Day and, of course, the legislative session coming up. I think it will really help me to be more participatory at that time, because if you think about it, I would have otherwise started, if I succeed in November, which hopefully I will, then I still would have been starting until January, which is right when the session begins. And so in order to be at the table, in order to be involved, I think this is going to be a really valuable period for me. And it also gives me a chance to get to know the people at Department of Justice who I work with. There are 1,300 employees spread out throughout the state, and there are 2 offices right here in Medford. So I've just come from visiting with them. We have a Child Support Services office here with 40 employees, and we also have a child advocacy office with 8 employees right next door over on Central. So this is a really important part of the state where we have lots of people who do the work of protecting families and children.
Yeah. What's been your biggest surprise? In how long has it been now? A couple months since you?
It's been about 6 weeks.
Okay,
so
6 weeks. What's been your biggest surprise since you've taken over the position?
Well, really, one of the surprises has just been how spread out we are. And that's one of the reasons that I want to get around the state. We have, for example, of the 1,300 employees, 600 work in the child support services area. And as I said, 40 of them right here in Medford. So if you think about that, it's quite, I think to most people, a surprise that so much of what we do is to help families and kids to put food on the table, roofs over their heads, to ensure that our kids who are abused and neglected are being properly cared for and also moved into permanent situations. So that's the work that we do primarily in the family and children area. That was a bit of a surprise to me, just the immensity of that work and how many people are involved in it and how spread out we are throughout the state. So, you know, I knew it, but the reality is that it takes a while just to get around and visit with everyone. And I'm finding that to be very, very valuable. I just spent the last hour really having a great discussion with our folks here, learning about the issues that are important to them, making sure that I can be as helpful as possible to not only have our employees feel valued in the job, but also to really move our work forward so that we can do the best job of advocating for and protecting our most vulnerable citizens, which is why I wanted this job in the first place.
Of course, absolutely.
That's what it's about.
Yeah, well said. All right, well, we're going to take a quick break. We'll have much more with Ellen in just a moment. Stay with us. Welcome back to our 5 on 5. Again, we're here with Attorney General Ellen Rosenblum. So, Ellen, tell us, you are, of course, the Attorney General right now, but you do have a general election in the fall. How do you manage a campaign as well as a full-time Attorney General? Well, just days like today, where I get to do some of both. As I said earlier, I'm meeting up with our Department of Justice lawyers and staff today. I'm also going to have a campaign event later this afternoon at a wonderful lawyer's home. About 50 people or so, I think, are going to come by to meet and greet and talk about the campaign. It is important to me to be elected to a full 4-year term in November. I would hate to end my time as AG after 6 months, so I am taking very seriously that I do have a continuing race. I have an opponent in the November election. But, you know, Craig, my idea for how to run my campaign is to do the best job I can as Attorney General, and that's what I'm trying to do. We have a lot of things already going in the area of consumer protection, public safety, seniors issues, kind of getting up and running an elder abuse group that's going to be focused on financial fraud as well as physical abuse issues with respect to our seniors. So these are the kinds of things that I want to move on as AG, and that I think that if I can be successful or demonstrate that we're making some progress, that's going to help me get elected in November. So just do the best job that I can and hope that the people will recognize that I deserve and agree that I deserve a full 4-year term. Okay, all right, and if anybody wants to check out your website, I know you do have your website. What is that? It's ellenrosenblum.com.
And yes, we still have a campaign website.
Yeah.
It talks about the issues some. We'll probably be updating it a bit in the next few weeks. You know, after Labor Day, things kind of heat up a little bit more.
Yeah, sounds like it.
So,
good time though to get a crash course, if you will.
Absolutely,
in the summer.
absolutely. But it's great to be down here and to be able to meet up with folks in Southern Oregon and to reach out to our district attorneys, to our media. I met this morning with the local newspaper and with some people, some teachers who I know from having met them earlier on this year. So it's starting to feel like I really am the Attorney General for the state and for the people, and I want people to hopefully recognize that that's my intention, that although I'm from Portland and I work in Salem, that I'm reaching out throughout the state, and that that's the kind of Attorney General I'll be.
Very nice. Ellen, great to see you again. Thank you so much for coming in.
Thank you so much, Craig. Great to see you again.
Stay with us. We'll be right back.